Hey guys, what's going on? This is Dr. Matt Wenning at wenningstrength.com. And today's video is, should you go to college or should you go into a trade? And that's an interesting question. And I wanted to get into a couple aspects of kind of my situation and how I was in the exact same spot at 18 to 20 and what I decided to do and how it changed my life. So in 1998, I graduate high school. I'm already a fairly proficient welder. I'm looking at going into the trade as a pipe fitter. So I'd already been working with an iron worker for about 6, 8 months after high school, going on that route for being a trade person. So I'm going to go into the pipe fitters union. I've already signed all the papers. I'm already registered. I'm starting classes. And I'm with this old man that worked on the Alaskan pipelines. His name was Ted Stevens. And Ted Stevens was a badass dude. I'm telling you right now, at 60 years old, he could work me into the dirt at 18. And keeping in mind, most of you already know how strong I was at 18 years old. This guy just had not only a work ethic, but an ability to do things physically that I've never seen a 60-year-old do, both then and now. And we're sitting at, it was like lunch or breakfast, and I had just gotten back from doing an internship with the Colts. And I was like, man, I'd really like to do something with weights, but I'm going to have to go back to school. And he looks me dead in the eye and he says, you don't want to do this dirty shit for the rest of your life. You need to use the gifts that you have and you need to go to school. Keeping in mind that I got grades that were horrible in high school, especially my freshman and sophomore year, after my father passing away. So I was already kind of pushed into the trades by my teachers, thinking that I wasn't college prepared or college interested. And my freshman and sophomore year, they were absolutely right. By my junior and senior year, the lifting bug had already bitten me hard. And I knew that I wanted to do something with weights, but I didn't know how. And I was like a lot of other kids and young adults at that age, thinking, well, I need to find something that I can make money at. Because looking at school, I was like, 4 years, I'm going to invest 4 years. And looking back now, it's crazy, but I'm going to invest 4 years in my education. And I'm going to have to spend all this money for school, et cetera, et cetera. I don't see the advantages. And the internship at the Colts kind of kicked me back in the butt and said, you know, if you want a job, you only get one chance, maybe a few, but I would say in this position, you only get one chance to really follow your dreams. And when you follow your dreams, it can be really difficult because everybody else kind of goes what's easy. It would have been really easy for me to go into the pipe fitters union, make $30, $40 an hour, and this was in the early 2000s, late 90s, and live pretty well. But it wasn't my dream. It wasn't my passion. And I find that so many people get roped into what's comfortable versus what is a passion. So if you're really passionate about welding, or you're really passionate about electrical work, or you're really passionate about any kind of construction, go for it. Go into the trades. You're probably going to be super happy. But if you're going into the trades because it's just money and that's all you're thinking about, it could be a really big nail in the coffin that you can't plug back out. I was really close to not going to college, and it led me into working in an area that I liked, but I didn't love. And what I started to realize is that going to school was a hell of a risk. Didn't necessarily mean I got a job. It didn't necessarily mean that I was going to really learn anymore. I was already at Westside Barbell. I was already at what I considered was the mecca of lifting. And what it did was open up so many doors. Now, yes, I did have to take classes that didn't really apply at first to what I was trying to do. But what you start to find is that college is not always about specificity. Although I will say this is another tip. If you're going to go to college, make sure you know exactly what you want to do. It's like going in and you don't know exactly what model of car you want. You don't know what color you want. It's a much longer and possibly a costlier process than walking in going, I know I want to be a strength coach. I know I want to be a fitness professional. and I know this 100%, and I'm willing to throw all the coins into it. Now, there's some downsides to the college route as well. If you're going into a profession that is really known not to make any money, like liberal arts, and I'm not busting on anybody that has a liberal arts degree, or you're going into something like English, not that not that I don't have to use English on a consistent basis, and it's not my strong point, as people can point out on YouTube videos and Instagram posts when I use your instead of you are, and apostrophes in different places, which I've always struggled with. But the point being is, those things tend to not have really high level jobs. But I will tell you this, some of the richest people in the world are in very weird areas of expertise because they're the best. And so if you have the passion and you have the drive to want to be the best in the world at what you do, then you better go to college, because it will change your life. The undergraduate led to the master's degree, which in turn I got for free because I did so well in my undergrad, turned into a doctorate degree 15 or 20 years later. And I find that if those pieces of the puzzle wouldn't have been there, my life would have been unfulfilled. Yes, I would have made money. Yes, I would have had a career. No, I probably would have never broken a world record because of the physical demands of the job. And it's all about setting yourself up for what you want out of life. And I think that's the big missing part that we see now, is people look at today versus investments. Everything is an investment. Lifting weights is an investment of what may it bring, both physically, emotionally, to yourself. College is an investment on showing people that you're willing to learn things outside of your wheelhouse. You're willing to study. You're willing to put your effort into. You're also willing to invest your own money, hopefully your own money and not your parents' money, into college. And that shows a lot. But I think that there are also a lot of universities out there that prey on people to get degrees when in reality their particular degree only means a piece of paper. This goes into another part of the story I wanted to talk to you guys about, or at least part of this story. And that is, there are a lot of colleges that offer a lot of degrees, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're top in the field in that degree. You can go to Ohio University, for example, which is another MAC school similar to Ball State, and you can go there for exercise science. But there's nobody there that's done anything spectacular. I was very fortunate that my hometown was Ball State University, and at that time, Ball State University was the best school in the country for exercise science. Hands down, bar none, end of story. And so the cards fell right for me. So it's also where you go and who your teachers are that makes your degree mean more. So if you're going to a regular school for exercise science and this person has never really done anything in the field, they've never been anybody in the industry, you're going to graduate with very few connections and possibly not a very good situation as far as a job, or at least you're going to be down here. Through going through Ball State, it allowed me to get internships at both International Performance Institute and University of Texas, which is now number one in football. And that created connections that have lasted to this day and have helped me tremendously. So a lot of times colleges are about connections. People that are in institutions such as college, like University of Texas, like at that time, Ball State University, like International Performance Institute, those places decided what my future was going to look like, and I didn't even know it. So, is college worth it? Absolutely, if you're going to school to know what you want to do. If you're going and just, I want to figure myself out my freshman and sophomore year, you're kind of already behind the eight ball. So my advice is, if you know exactly what you want to do and you're willing to put the time, effort, and energy into being the best in your industry, go to school for that exact topic, because you will be fulfilled. If you are going to college because your parents are pushing you into college and you have no idea what you want to do, my advice would be go do internships. Go, even if they're unpaid, go places and actually work in that field and say, oh yeah, this is exactly what I want to do. Don't waste your money on something that you don't have a passion for. And the problem with today's society is we fall along the lines of people do things that they don't have passion, they have comfort and security. I see this all the time in the contracts that I work. Not all these guys that I train in the fire service, for example, wanted to be firemen. They just are firemen now because it's a steady paycheck, it's steady insurance, and it's a good retirement. But it's not what they wanted to do. It's not their passion. And you can tell it by how they react to things, how they want to train hard, and all these other things. And I think it's very difficult for people to be around people that are so passionate about what they do when they don't have or they've given up on their passion, because it comes off as arrogance or it comes off as an elite mentality. And I find that interesting because a lot of people that'll bust my balls, obviously I block them on YouTube, my YouTube channel, but as I do podcasts on other places and I find these places, I'd like to know who makes messages about me degrading what I do, and what is their profession? What are they doing to follow their passion? And then I find that almost 99.9% of those people gave up a long time ago, and now they're just haters. So going off on a different tangent on that, my point being is, if you love welding and you love pipe fitting and you love ironworking and you love construction, any of these things, I strongly suggest you go into a trade if that's your passion. But if your passion is something that is required to get a degree and you're unsure if the investment is worth it, it's 100% worth it. You only get this ride one time. You only get to go to school usually one time, because by the time you're 25 to maybe 30, life has already got you in its grasp. It's already got you paying bills. It's already got you, it's probably supporting others like a wife or children. And so what I'm saying is that if you're young, don't worry about debt in school, because what you're going to find is that the debt you get in school is nothing compared to the long-term investment that you'll make and the money that you'll make afterwards. So this all started from a picture that I saw, and it's showing, kids that are fortunate enough to go to college are telling other kids you don't need college, is basically what it said, which is, look around you and look at the industry, and everybody is saying, oh, college is a waste of time. It's a waste of money. It can be if you're in a wrong profession and you're not passionate about what you do. So good talking to you guys. Talk to you later. It's time for me to get my upper body strength on, and see you soon.